These brothers say, bro, tell me who wrote the Quran with reference. Another one says, so Allah wrote the Quran. Question, how did he do that? Using his hands or? Another one says, was the Quran written by Allah or printed in the printing press? The last one says, so who wrote the Quran? Not Muhammad, since he can't write. I wonder who wrote the Quran? To answer your question, we have to deal with this answer grammatically and linguistically. We shall be able to understand who wrote the Quran. First and foremost, what does the word Quran mean? The Quran comes from a 3 Arabic letter verb, which is qara'a, meaning to recite or to read. So basically, Quran is something which is recited, something which is read or a recital. You understand? And another important word we have to define also is the word book, because it has to do with writing. The word book in Arabic is called kitab, coming also from a 3-letter verb, kataba, meaning to document something or to write something. So kitab is something which is written. Let's look at these verses. Allah says in the Quran, Innahu la Quranun Karim. Indeed, it is the noble Quran. Fi kitabin maknoon. In a well-preserved book. La yamassuhu illa mutahharun. Nobody touches it except the purified. Am I purified? Those people who burn the Quran, are they purified? Is this the real Quran? And the last verse says, Tanzilum min Rabbil Alameen. It is a revelation from the Lord of the worlds. Now let's start breaking down these verses. The first verse said, this is the Quran, the noble one. Fi kitabin maknoon, in a well-preserved book. Is the book that the Quran written in with us here, or it is with Allah? We Muslims believe it is with Allah. And linguistically, we are going to prove that that book is not with us. What we have here is a revelation of what is in that book. Now, that revelation is called a recital. How do we know? When the angel came to the Prophet Muhammad, what did it tell him? It said, Iqra, you read. He said, Ma ana biqari, I do not know how to read. And this went on 3 times until the angel said, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord, one that created. So, qara'a or iqra can mean to read or recite. But the Prophet didn't know how to read. So it means we are only left with one option. The angel was telling him to recite. So whatever he recited became the Quran. So basically the Quran is something which is recited. Now let's go to the second verse, which says, Fi kitabin maknoon. It is in a well-documented book. It is in a well-preserved book. Book in Arabic, coming from the verb kataba, means to write. Where is the writing happening? It is happening with Allah. That's why Allah said, Fi kitabin maknoon, la yamassuhu illa mutahharun. In a preserved book, nobody touches it except the purified. Those are the angels. The only Quran, the original Quran, and the only Quran is with Allah. It is only the angels which touch it. So what is this? What we have here is not called the Quran. This is called a mushaf, meaning a copy of the Quran. If we had 2 of these, we cannot say we have 2 Quran. We say we have 2 copies of the Quran. You understand? So what we have here is what was documented from the recital. During the Prophet's time, there was nothing like the book, like a book, a physical book, no. But whatever he recited, whatever his companions memorized was documented down. Then it became to be called what is called a mushaf, a copy of the Quran. So how do we know that the recital we have here is just something which has to do with speech, and what is with Allah is something which has to be done with writing? We already saw the root word of those things. Whenever Allah speaks about the Quran, which is the speech, He speaks as if it is with us. You know, in English and Arabic, they are demonstrative pronouns to show something which is near and something which is far. If I say this book, it means the book is with me. But if I say that book, it means the book is far away from me. But if you're to see all over the Quran, whenever Allah speaks about the Quran, which is the reciter, which He revealed to us, He uses the demonstrative pronoun hadha, meaning this, meaning it is already with us. For example, He says, فَأُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ, it has been revealed to me, hadha Quran, that this reciter or this Quran, لِيُنذِرَكُمْ بِهِ, that you should be warned with it. He speaks about the Quran, He says this Quran. But when He speaks about a book where the Quran is written, He uses a demonstrative pronoun for something which is far. He says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ, that is the book. You get it? La raiba fi, where there's no doubt. You get it? So the writing is with Allah. Where the word kitab comes from is with Allah. Allah wrote it the other side, but He revealed to us what He wrote in the book as a reciter. You understand? So what we have here is a recitation. That's why He says the Quran. But if it comes to the physical book, it is with Allah. He says ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ, it is with Allah and the angels there. You get it? This one is not called Quran. This one is called Mus'haf, meaning a copy of the Quran. You get it? During the Prophet's time, this was not there. There was nothing like a book. What we had were parchments, manuscripts, which were later combined. Whenever they could say, let's recite the Quran, they could not look for books. They could recite it from their head, because something to be recited has to do with speech. So speech, you can't hold it. Unless I speak, you write it down. You get it?